Everyone, happy, what is it, September? This is Corinna, and it's been a while since I've done a video. I want to try to get back into the swing of that with you guys. Hope you have had a great season so far. We are on our 12th week of our 18-week CSA season, and we are tired. I don't know if you're tired. I feel like we're almost to the finish line of a marathon. And so today I wanted to do a video that talks to you a little bit about how to build your offer for your CSA renewals. So if you are like me and you're coming to the end of your season, this is an opportune time to try and lasso in, pull in your current customers and keep them. You want to try and have really high customer retention rates. If you're like me, we don't want to have to work really hard to find a new customer. The customer acquisition price is so very high. So whatever we can do to try and keep the ones that are with us, we should do that now, right? I think for me, it's totally worth investing a little bit of time here in the middle of the season to try and build a system that will make that happen. So you have an opportunity here, a window of time coming up here in the next few weeks to really cement someone into your CSA for next season. This early bird renewal period is a brief moment in time. It only lasts for a little while, and you really need to maximize it. Otherwise, you're going to be kicking yourself later that you didn't. I know that there were many years, several years ago, I just kind of blew off early bird renewals. I didn't really pay attention to it. And boy, I had to work really hard to get those people to sign up again. If I had just taken advantage of the end of the season and the momentum and the energy that was already there, I could have gotten them in a lot earlier and saved myself a lot of stress. So I wanted to talk about that today because I am actually beginning to create a strategy for that, and I thought I would share with you some of the things that I've been learning and that I'm implementing in our CSA and our business model. So the kind of the crux of this discussion is really talking about how do you build your offer. So I look at this time of year as an opportunity to really rethink what is it that I'm offering next year. Do I want to change my CSA product? Do I want to change what the package is? And this is the time to really rethink that. I sat down with my husband 2 days ago, and we really talked about that. We said, okay, what do we like about how it's working so far? Do we feel like we want to change some things? What are the features in our program that our customers are really responding to? I mean, this is a chance for you to reprice and rebundle your offerings for next year. So take some time, take a couple of hours and do that work to think that through. And I'm going to kind of give you some questions and some things to think about as you do that. My husband and I, this past year, we added something new to our CSA. Before we just kind of talked about, hey, you're going to get a box of vegetables for 18 weeks. You're going to get a newsletter every week. You're going to get invited to farm events. And that was kind of the gist of the offer. Those were the three things that came with the price tag of $375 for 18 weeks. And that's kind of what we wrote on our website, those 3 bullet points. And this year, though, we kind of added an additional element. I've done a lot of work in my CSA group, in my private Facebook group, doing video tutorials, training people how to use the food. And as I've been building these videos, I've been writing vegetable ebooks to go along with each one of them, and I've been putting them into a special website page on my website. It's almost like a CSA training library where everything is organized. So my customers have been able to go and access all this information. If they need help on figuring out how to make a do-it-yourself vegetable broth using veggie scraps, they go and look for that particular video in that CSA training library. That's just something that I decided to do this year to try and help my customers get better at using their produce. And it has become a really valuable piece of what we do, and our customers really, really love it. We're doing all that training in our private Facebook group. Okay, so that's where a lot of the videos are housed. I do end up putting them on YouTube as well. So as we come to the end of this season, Kurt and I were talking about, hey, you know what? We need to talk about that feature in our next season. We need to talk about how this is a really instrumental part of the CSA package because we feel like it has a dollar value and it actually elevates our CSA brand. We feel like it elevates the experience and it elevates the price. So we were just sort of having that discussion back and forth. One of the ideas that I had was to actually create a product for someone else that's not in our CSA, someone locally, to purchase a membership to our private Facebook group. I was like, what if we just offered that as a product? And if we do that, here's the price point for it. And then we have to change our offer for the CSA to kind of reflect that price. So we were just throwing around all these ideas in this brainstorming meeting. So I guess that's kind of step one, is that this time of year, I want you to really sit down and think about what does my CSA package look like right now? What are all the different features that I'm currently offering? Like how do you spell that out in your bullet points? Okay, then I want to push you to challenge yourself a little bit more, and I want you to rethink how you build and word that offer. Because like I said before, what I used to do is just list those three things. You get 18 weeks of certified organic vegetables, and you get that newsletter with recipes, and you get farm events that you can come to. Okay, that was sort of the offer. Well, now, from what I've been learning and what I've been practicing and seeing results from, I'm actually going to change my approach in how I build my offer. And here's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to reframe my offer so that it better speaks to my audience. And this is what I want to encourage you to do. I did some research, I think I shared this with you on a previous video, on what my customers really value through that survey. And I've continued to kind of survey and do polls in my Facebook group and do calls with my customers. Okay, so I'm hearing a lot of the same things. I know what it is that my ideal customer really loves or wants out of my CSA. Okay, so I shared that document with some of you through an email. Number one, they want to support local business and they want that local relationship with the farmer. They want fresh, quality vegetables that taste really good, so they're all about that taste. They like the variety and having the opportunity to try new things. I mean, that's the customer that I'm attracting. I don't know if that's the case for you, but that's the kind of CSA that we run. And they love the organic piece, that's having access to organic, that food security. And they like being connected to other foodies, other community people that are really into food, and getting that training for how to use it. Okay, so those are things that have become really valuable to my customers. And I know that because of the work that I've done on the front end to survey them. And I have these kind of 5 or 6 sentences written out of, these are the things my customer values. So what I've been learning in some of the courses that I'm taking and studying on marketing is when you spell out your offer to people, when you build your offer to try and attract more of your ideal customer, you want to use language that your current customers, your current ideal customers give you that identifies those benefits that they get from it. So instead of me saying you're going to get 18 weeks of vegetables, I'm going to spell out more in those bullet points language that speaks to these 5 or 6 things that I know they love. So, you know, I'm going to be talking about hey, this is certified organic, you're going to be getting food security and the knowledge of where your food is coming from. Do you see how it's different than just saying you're getting certified organic produce? But I might have a bullet point that talks about the benefit, not just the feature, not just a description of what exactly it is. Not super nitty gritty. I'm getting more at like, how is it going to help solve the problem? How is it going to help meet that goal and aspiration of my customer? I'm actually going to create a bullet point that says you will have the opportunity to meet your farmer every week at pickup site. So again, I would never have listed that in my bullet points before, but now that I know that my customers really value that personal connection and that chance to shake the hand of the farmer and see the farmer and talk with them, I'm actually listing that as a benefit of being in my CSA. That is part of the package. Now, you might have a CSA or a program where the farmer isn't there. Maybe you have a host person, so you wouldn't be able to write that. For us, we know how valuable that is to our customers, so we make sure that one of us is at every pickup site, and we can now say that in our copy, in our package, in our offer. You are going to get to talk and meet with the farmer every week and ask questions. We know that they are really valuing this connection piece, being able to talk to other foodies and learn from other foodies. That has become really valuable. So I am putting that now, again, as a bullet point in my offer. I'm mentioning that benefit. You're going to have access to a private Facebook group that's got over 400 people in it. It's very engaged. People are sharing, recipes, suggestions. If you have a question, you can go in there and type it in and someone will respond. So I'm going to be kind of talking about that as a bullet point as well. So I could go through them all, but my point is that as you sit down here in the next few weeks, you have a chance to reframe your offer. And instead of just listing the features, I want you to be thinking about the benefits. How is your CSA or your product solving a customer's problem? And then write those benefits out as part of your offer. Or how are you helping your customer become what they want to become? So I feel like my farm is attracting people that are foodies, and I'm attracting people who want to be foodies, who look at the foodies and go, oh, I want to be like that. And so I'm sort of grooming them through my offer that, hey, you can become a foodie or learn how to get better with food, join a community of other foodies, be a part of this tribe. That sort of language appeals to the aspirations and goals of my customers. Okay, this is a totally different way for me to think about building my CSA package. I used to just think about the features, nitty gritty. You get a newsletter, you get the farm event, you get to get your box of vegetables. Now I know these are the things that are important to my customers because of the research I've done, and so I'm going to write my offer so that it speaks to that customer I want to attract. I want to attract more of the kind of customer I currently have, the ones that are really loyal to me. And if I know how they think and I know how they respond, then I will write copy that will speak to more of those people, and I will attract more of those people. And I will similarly repel people who are not like that, and that's actually okay. Okay, so that's sort of my challenge to you, is for you to think about what are those features. Like, write down what you write down now, your features, your bullet points, and then I want you to think through, but what does my customer really want? What is the problem that I'm solving for them? What do they value? Why are they choosing me? And then try to write your offer with bullet points that speak to the benefits, that speak to the emotional benefits that your customer gets as a result of being with you. So I thought of some other things that might be examples for some of you. These don't necessarily apply to me, but like maybe you offer people the opportunity to customize their box. Okay, we don't do that, but for some people, having choice is a really big deal, and they might choose your CSA over someone else's because of that. So put that in your offer, say you have the opportunity to customize your box from week to week. Maybe you offer people a chance to add things into their box, like as a bonus for an additional fee. And you could say that as as a special feature and benefit, the chance to upgrade and add in bonus items for an additional fee. Some people will see that as a good thing. Maybe you offer flex pay, or maybe you have a special form of delivery. Maybe you even deliver it to their homes. Wow, like we don't do that, but think about all of those things that are solving a problem, that are meeting a need for a customer, and kind of brainstorm what that offer might be and lay those out, and then kind of just list them all out for you. I will say one other thing, that you want to try and keep it simple. So as tempted as I am to just keep writing and put a ton of stuff down there as my offer, I am also a big proponent now in trying to make my website copy and my sales copy as simple as possible, not to give people too many choices to think through, because it just confuses the customer and it makes them turn off. So if you're offering like 8 million types of shares, and you've got flex pay, and you've got standard 2.0 and basic plus, like that might be a problem. It might be confusing people. So really think through, like, how can I make this simple, caveman simple, because people do not like confusion. Noise is the enemy, and it will sometimes stop them from continuing in the process. So we sat down, Kurt and I, and we thought through, okay, what is the actual value of the box? And we kind of came up with like $250 per item as a rough average times 7, right? So we sort of figured out this number, and then we're like, we kind of added a couple of dollars. So we kind of came up with, here's a $20 a week box if you just count the retail value of the vegetables. But then we also sat down and said, what are the other things that we're doing right now that are really valuable to people? Like, we know that people love the training in our Facebook group, so we offer a place for the community to come together and share ideas. We offer those videos. We offer that CSA training library where they can access all that information. We have ebooks. So I thought through, what is that worth? And I kind of came up with a price per week, and I put that in there. And then I thought about, you know what, like a large percentage of our customers will come to at least one farm event every year. So if I were going to charge money for that, and I've had people tell me you should charge money for this, I kind of put a price point value on that as well. And so when I did all of that, that's kind of how I figured out my new price. And I have to tell you, our price went up like $25. We actually broke the $400 level, and I was really nervous about doing that. But we felt like, you know what, this is the year. Now that we've added all these new things in as a trial run and it's going really well, we feel like we can come to our customers and say, this is what we feel the value of the share is, and what do you think? And so we're kind of thinking that people are going to be willing to support that because they're going to miss it if they don't have that. So before I finish, I just want to talk about kind of the anatomy of a great offer. If you look around online and get training, you'll see that there are 3 things that are typically in a great offer. Number 1 is the reason why. So why are you having this offer now? So in my case, it's, hey, we're doing an early bird registration. This is your chance to sign up and get a special discount. The second piece of a great offer is some kind of special pricing or packaging. So you want to, like I just went through, you want to think through how are you pricing this? What's your logic behind that? Maybe you're going to give a slight discount. Maybe you bundle it. You show people what each feature is worth, and then you kind of show them, hey, it's worth this much, but you're only getting it for this amount. A lot of times people in a great offer will offer a bonus of some sort, so that kind of will cause someone to kind of jump over the line and finally sign up. The bonus that we're going to add this year to our early bird renewals, that's only going to be available during the early bird time, is we are creating a document of all the recipes that customers have shared in our private Facebook group over the last season. They've been asking us to compile and make like a cookbook of them. And I was like, oh, that's a really good idea. Now, they don't know I'm working on this, but I am making a huge Google Doc. I'm going to turn it into a PDF, and at the end of the year, I'm going to say, if you renew now, you will get this book, this ebook, for free as part of your membership for next year. If you don't, then, you know, people can purchase it eventually later. I'll probably have it as something they can purchase for $5 or $10. But trying to encourage them, giving them something like a little lure, a piece of bait, like, hey, this is a reason to do it now because you're going to get this bonus. So maybe think through what would be a bonus for you. It might not be content, but it could be a special feature that they get, or a one-time gift bag, or a special discount, early bird discount, obviously, for a certain period of time. So kind of think that through. And then the third piece of a great offer is having scarcity or a deadline. So every great offer has a finish line, has a time when it's up. So scarcity would be something like, hey, I've only got this many and then they're gone. I know we do that with our egg shares. We create this like ravenous mob of people who sign up that first day because they want that egg share, and there's only 100 of them, and when they're gone, and they sell out in like 24 hours. So I talk that up, right? So I say, hey, I've only got this many. If you want that egg share, you cannot wait until February to sign up because they will be gone. Same thing with my fruit shares. I have a limited amount of those, so that kind of stimulates people to sign up. So you can create scarcity just by simply talking about how you only have so many available. Or maybe you're only going to offer this rate to a certain number of renewals, and then after that the price goes up. And so if you've got 300 people in your CSA and you're only going to give 200 at this price, then that's going to maybe encourage people to sign up early as soon as possible. Having a deadline would be you want to have an end time when the offer is over, when the early bird offer is over. So what I have experienced is that you want to at least give people 2 weeks to think about it and get their ducks in a row. But you don't want to go more than 4 weeks, because after that, people are kind of like losing momentum. So that means, like for us, the end of our season is the 3rd week of October. So I'm not actually going to start this early bird renewal launch period until the beginning of October. The 1st week of October is when I'm going to start. And then I'm going to give them all of October to be renewing. I'm going to be pushing hard. And then on October 31st, that's their last day. And when it's done, it's done. And I'm going to hold people to it. If they try to sign up, 2 months later and they're like, can I have the renewal? I'm like, nope, sorry. The renewal rate, early bird renewal rate was this much. So even though my price for my future new customers is $25 more than it was last year at $405, what I'm telling my early bird customers is, hey, it's $395 for you if you do it before October 31st. So it's still under that $400 mark, and I think it takes the edge off that price cut as well. So scarcity, deadlines, those are all good things. So I just want to encourage you, think through what could your offer be. Maybe think through a different way of wording it so it's more about benefits. And I want you to think about those 3 parts to a great offer. And then I want you to be thinking about, when do you need to start this so that you have sort of that 2 to 4 week period. Don't have early bird forever, okay? Don't have it for like 2 or 3 months. That's just not effective. You want people to move. And then once you decide when that deadline is, you need to create some sort of a process for pushing and herding them along. You have to tell them about the offer. You can't just tell them once. You need to keep reminding them, and you need to get out of that mindset of, oh, I don't want to be too salesy. Listen, your customers want to buy from you, okay? They love you. They want to buy from you, and you need to embrace that. They want to support you. They want to renew. The ones that really want to renew, and they will not be annoyed if you keep reminding them of this. The ones who are getting annoyed should not be in your CSA, in my opinion, and they'll drop off, and that's okay. Replace them with someone that really wants to be there. So start thinking through, when am I going to start talking about this with them? Maybe send out, 1 email maybe 2 emails per week for like 2 or 3 weeks, and just kind of say, hey, here's the deal, and just sort of remind them. Maybe share a case study or share a testimonial in one of your emails about somebody whose life has changed, who really loves your CSA. Maybe another email could be a quick overview of what the features are. Maybe another one could be talking about the scarcity piece and the deadline. You want to just really think through, how many emails can I send? How can I talk about this maybe on a Facebook Live video to my group? Maybe put it in your newsletter. Just be really pushing it for that 3 or 4 week period, and do it unabashedly. Don't feel bad about it, okay? And when you hit that deadline, you're done. Take a break and don't sell for a while, okay? It's okay to have a period that's off. My final comment is to start grooming your leads list. So in addition to the people that I currently have who are in my CSA that I want to offer this early bird renewal to, I have a whole group of people on my email list whom I call CSA leads. And these are people that have showed interest in my CSA this season. Maybe they've downloaded a particular document that I know shows me that they're into my CSA, or they've asked about it, or they've subscribed to my newsletter, or something has shown me that they're kind of interested in my CSA. They just weren't ready to buy yet. So they're sort of tagged a certain way in my email service provider. I have been emailing them regularly throughout the season, sharing ideas with them and content, trying to teach them stuff. So now as I enter this season of early bird renewals, I am actually going to be reaching out to them and begin grooming them for, hey, this is your chance to get into my CSA. If you're on my CSA list, leads list, you too are going to have this special one-time offer of a early bird renewal rate, and I'm going to walk you through the features. So don't forget about those CSA leads, people on your wait list, or people who've shown interest but are, maybe a warm audience but not hot yet. Those are people that you can offer this offer to right now as well, while they're still thinking about eating fresh produce. Okay, so don't miss this opportunity. You have a short window of time here before the summer fall season is over and people kind of stop thinking about vegetables, in the heat of the summer. So use this opportunity to say, hey, this is your chance to lock it in. Think through what are those benefits that people are getting, your ideal customer is getting, and try to attract more of that kind of person by spelling out your offer in a new way that uses language you know your ideal customer wants to hear. Okay? I hope this was helpful. If you have any thoughts or questions, please share them in the comments of the video, and good luck building your offer. When I finally have kind of my thoughts together, I might share them with you in a link. My next video next week is going to be talking about the anatomy of a great sales page. So what does a landing page on your website look like? What should be on that landing page to help move people to want to buy your CSA or some other product? And there's kind of a formula. There are things that should be on that page, and I have been learning that stuff. I have been slowly putting it together, and I'll just kind of share some of those thoughts with you next week in my video tutorial. Okay, hope you guys have a great week. Take care. Bye.